Hey there, today I'm going to teach you how to maximize all of the space inside your carry-on suitcase. These tips and tricks are going to actually help you pack more. These are the most overlooked spaces in your carry-on bags that passengers forget that they can pack in. The number one tip to utilize all of the parts of your carry-on suitcase is to pack in the rounded corners. 4 items that you could pack in the rounded corners would be number 1, an extra rolled up shirt. Put it in that shape. Make it fill all of that corner. Or you could use number 2, the heel of a shoe, although I like to pull my shoes down a little bit from the corners. Number 3, exercise shorts, rolled up or rolled up and folded up to fill up that entire corner. And number 4, a deodorant stick. Take it out of your toiletry kit so that you open up that space, and now you're utilizing that little pocket of space that's available. Tip number 2 is to utilize all of the edges that make up the walls of your suitcase. Each side up to the borders of that edge. When you pack an item in there, see if there's a little bit of space, even like an inch of space, that you could fold a shirt or put something extra in that space. We are maximizing all of those little pockets of space. And even after 20 years as a pilot's wife flying standby, only being able to pack in a carry-on suitcase, I still learn a new space to pack in every trip. As you travel more, you're going to think, oh, I could have packed that in there. Now you have packed to the top edge of your carry-on suitcase, but now I want you to look underneath. Look along that edge and see if there's any space underneath that item where you can pack. For a 10-day trip, I also have to minimize the amount of outfits that I pack. I have a 3-step packing system that will help you pack only the outfits that you need. So be sure to watch that video up there or in the first comment. The number 3 tip to help you pack efficiently in only a carry-on suitcase is to use compression packing cubes. They come in a set. Mine comes in a set of 6 different sizes, and you get too large with those. But what you are going to do to be efficient is you're not going to overstuff your compression cubes, because then it does you no good. You're going to use whatever packing method you like and pack those clothes in the rectangle, okay? And zip the top zipper. Then you're going to zip the second zipper with no vacuum cleaner needed, and it compresses the air between those clothes so that you can fit more in that space. But here's the tip. Pay attention to the level of your compression cubes. You do not want them to be lumpy or lopsided, because then you're not utilizing the space that you do have. And tip number 4 is with your packing method. If you use the folding method and no compression cubes, make sure that everything you fold ends up being on the same level. Nothing is higher than the other things. You might need to pack that sweater twice and then stack 3 shirts to make it at the same height or level in your suitcase. If you use the rolling method, make it the same way so that it's all on one plane. No pun intended. The number 5 trick or travel hack is to pack in between your suitcase handles. My husband has been doing that. I've been doing that. But here's another tip. Do not forget to pack on the outside edges of your suitcase handles, because those also have the depth of about 2 inches or a cavern of space where you can pack. And if you fill up to those bars of your suitcase handles, you also want to make the same plane go out on the outer edges of your suitcase handles. So you've got one new surface that you've brought up from the bottom of your suitcase. Number 6 is a little trick to help you optimize the available space in your suitcase. When you have packed your compression cubes, the corners of them sometimes go up or point upwards. So you're going to pack something small underneath there. You can pack like your deodorant stick, my shampoo bar in its little travel magical case, a little tin of Q-tips or floss sticks, if that helps. The number 7 trick is to stack like items. Stack the cubes if you have the space. Like in my 2-wheeled suitcase, this one that I used to travel with, but I store all of my travel gear in there in between trips. I can stack 2 cubes on one end because it's that deep. Here's something cool that I just figured out. I mean, after 20 years, I'm figuring this stuff out along with you and with your tips. So be sure to leave your tips and tricks below. But here's a little trick. Like one thing you can do is not pack in a toiletry kit, although I do love how moldable and small mine is, and then it hangs. But if you're going to split your toiletry items into 2 smaller pouches, one trick you can do is have one end, you know how when you pack in a pouch, there's heavier items in the bottom of the pouch. So lay that flat, and then you're going to take the other pouch that is packed with toiletry items or anything else that you may need for a trip, and you're going to turn it around so that that bottom heavier part is at the top of your other existing pouch. You're just utilizing that little slope downward section of that larger pouch. The number eight trick is to pack your socks in your shoes. That's a classic travel hack. But what else could you pack in your shoes if you decide to use your socks to fill those little empty pockets of space near the corners? One thing that I did on my beach trip, be sure to watch that video. It is so good if you're going to the beach location. But one thing that I did is I moved my laptop, big old block and cord out of my electronics case, and I put those in my sandal when I was packing for the trip. I pack so many cords in my travel cord organizer for my electronics, but if I want this case to be a little smushier or smushable, I took out that laptop block and cord. But here's the tip you need to know. It's like the most important tip for all electronics that you travel with. The battery part of cell phone chargers have a lithium battery in them, and they cannot go into the belly of the airplane. So I always pack my battery packs, my cell phone charger inside my personal item bag in case they have to check my carry-on suitcase last minute because of no overhead bins. I do have a video on how you can make sure there is space for your bag if you want to check that out. One trick that somebody taught me probably 7 years ago was to pack cash inside your sports bra padding. It's the same shape because it can be moldable and it's thin to pack if you're wanting to divide your cash. One of my favorite travel hacks is to pack a compression cube of like 1 shirt, 2 pairs of undies, and 1 sock inside the bottom of your personal item bag, okay? And that way, if your bag does get lost, you've got a couple of essentials to get you through a few days. And you don't even know that that cube is in there. It's like a book, it's flat, so it's like items, like the base of your personal item bag. One easy hack to help you get more items into the airplane is actually taking out 2 of your cardigans or a sweater and a cardigan and wearing one of them in the airplane and then, or in the airport, and then tying 1 or 2 other cardigans or sweaters around your waist. It helps you take out that space in your carry-on suitcase so you can optimize the space that's now left in there. The number 12 trick is to split your essentials that can be divided. Example number 1, pack each pill organizer day in tiny pockets of space so that you do not have to pack the entire block of your pill organizers. Example number 2 is to separate your shoes. The travel hack is you do not have to pack them together. You can use a produce bag. You can use the free newspaper bag. And number 13 is to pack like items with like items. Thin pockets equals thin items. So example number 1, I can pack my hotel bedroom slippers in there because they are like items. They're both flat. Example number 2 is I can pack a pair of flip-flops in there or a pair of shorts. They're both flat that can fit in a flat space. Example number 3 is to pull out the cords from your carry-on bag and slip those in those skinny pockets of space. You could even pack your makeup brushes down in those flat pockets inside your carry-on suitcase. Another travel hack is just to pack them in a gallon baggie instead of a really cute, helpful travel case for makeup brushes. And then when you get to your hotel, just pack them or stand them up in the hotel mug if it's glass. For your personal item, and I'll talk about this bag later, you know I'm a backpack person. I think now I might be a tote bag person. I love this bag. Okay, what you're going to do for this hack is you're going to pack your items inside your personal item bag horizontally instead of standing up. It opens up, it optimizes the space that is still available in your personal item bag. You pack them horizontally. In my liquids bag, I figured out after 10 years that if I pack my containers horizontally instead of the cute vertical way that you see in advertisements, you can fit more containers in your quart-sized bag. So I'm using that hack inside my personal item bag. Another tip would be to pack some items horizontally and some vertically. You just play around with it and see what works or what opens up more space in that suitcase or your personal item bag. The best way to open up more space in your carry-on suitcase is with this travel hack. When you're done packing, you're going to stand with your carry-on suitcase in front of you and you're going to shake it down 3 strong times. And because of gravity, along with the pull and the force, if that's correct for my physics teacher, that is going to shake everything down and move it down. And you will have about 2 inches of space now in a rectangular shape at the top of your carry-on suitcase. Try it. I promise you it's going to work. And do not miss this tip. I show you 5 of the absolute worst things that you could wear inside the airplane, but then I also give you so many more options that are going to help you be super comfortable and smart for any duration of a flight before you go. I'll put it up there and in the first comment for you, along with everything else, and some new videos if you haven't seen any this year. Thanks for your time, and leave your travel hack down below.